move into our third main topic today, which is going to become a regular Monday segment that we call Rewind. And that, of course, if you guys have watched this for a long period of time, we've talked about Rewind, where we look back on the movies that this week are turning 10 years old and turning 20 years old this week. And we're going to start off here by talking about the movies that turn 20. Are you ready for this? Couple of wide release movies that turn 20 years old this week. First up, 8 Mile. 8 Mile is now 20 years old.
I'm a dinosaur.
20 years old. It had a 75% Rotten Tomatoes rating, made $242 million at the box office, which for a movie like that is insane. And little bit of a side note here, it also won an Academy Award. Let me forget about that. It won an Academy Award for Best Original Song for Eminem, that he won that, which is huge for them. Also, it was directed, this is interesting, the movie was directed by Curtis Hanson, who directed LA Confidential, one of like the all-time great movies. He also directed movies like Hand That Rocks the Cradle, things like that. And it has a little appearance in there by a certain actor known as Captain America these days, Anthony Mackie, as the big final boss in it. It's a show that revolutionized a lot of stuff. Also turning 20 this week, a not so good movie, but also turning 20 this week is the Rebecca Romijn, Antonio Banderas, too sexy, Antonio, too sexy, Femme Fatale. This movie got a very generous 49% on Rotten Tomatoes, because that is a generous rating.
This movie rules. Come on.
Oh, come on.
Brian De Palma rules. I have this on Blu-ray. Would you be surprised?
I mean, yeah,
No.
Directed by Brian De Palma, who directed Scarface, directed Carrie, directed one of my favorite films, The Untouchables. How De Palma directed this, I'm not really sure. Didn't do great at the box office. Pulled in not much money at the box office. And you know what? I think this is unfortunately the movie that ended any potential really huge A-list career for Rebecca Romijn. I think if this movie had been a hit, I think if this movie had won it and cranked it out, I think we would have seen Rebecca Romijn gone on to become a legitimately big star. But for whatever reason, this or that, it didn't really work out. By the way, just going to point out our main monitor here is kind of cut out, guys.
It's on you. I'm just loading something.
So there's that. So let's go for a second and look at the movies that are turning. I know it's only 10 years old, but this will affect you no less. Turning 10 years old this week, a decade this week. First of all, the Academy Award winning Lincoln. I cannot believe that was 10 years ago. Lincoln, of course, won. Daniel Day-Lewis, he had another Academy Award. It's got 89% Rotten Tomatoes, $275 million at the box office for the historical biopic directed by the greatest filmmaker of all time, Steven Spielberg. This movie is just simply, in every sense of the word, completely outstanding. A completely outstanding film. If you have not seen Lincoln, you absolutely must. If you want to see a clinic by the greatest actor of all time, go and watch Lincoln. But this one is the one that really killed me. I cannot believe this thing is 10 years old. James Bond's Skyfall is 10 years old this week. Considered by a lot of people to maybe be the best James Bond film ever. I'm a Casino Royale guy, but Skyfall is insanely great. Made the first James Bond movie to make over $1 billion at the box office, and made being a James Bond fan cool again. Was Skyfall. Incredible music to it, all kind of stuff. Again, to this day, the movie, a lot of people consider it to be Daniel Craig's best outing as Bond. Some people consider it to be the greatest Bond movie of all time. But the fact that that movie is now a decade old, oh my God. We're going to just start calling this segment every week the Feeling Old segment.
Yeah.
Because I cannot believe that movie
I am
is
the crypt keeper. Like, what is happening? Why are we doing this? This is just the Let's Feel Bad segment.
10 years old, that movie. So we've got 4 movies in the Rewind this week, turning 20. I still can't believe 8 Mile's 20 years old.
Yeah.
But 8 Mile and Femme Fatale
drink.
turning 20, turning 10. We've got Skyfall and Lincoln. Chris, when we look at those 4 movies, like which ones really stand out to you?
Skyfall doesn't seem 10 years away.
No, it does not.
It seems like that movie came out just a few years ago. That's wild to me. 8 Mile is the one, though, that I'm like, oh my God, what?
I still remember them announcing him winning the Academy Award.
Yeah.
At the Oscars. And I'm like, that that could, well, the Academy Award was 19 years ago, but still 2 decades ago. I can't even wrap my head around it.
I made my dad so annoyed with that soundtrack of just like me attempting to rap, which was just embarrassing for everyone. It was bad for everyone
Make him lose
involved.
himself.
In the moment, you own it. You better let it go. You've only got one shot, Rob.
Do not miss your chance. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rob, which of these ones are standing out to you out of these 4?
Well, I mean, Skyfall,
Fatales.
not to flex, but I flew to London to see it.
I remember that.
You know,
yeah.
and I went to
Remember you telling me
London
about
with my
that.
friend Charlie, and I met some friends. My friend Terrier came down literally with his lady at the time, came down from Norway, and we all went and saw it because it opened 2 weeks in advance. It was the 50th anniversary Bond film, and I wanted to see it with a real British audience. It was just a fun thing to do. I can't believe it's been 10 years. And, 8 Mile, I still think of Eminem as new to the scene. I mean, I'm like, it's funny when I hear 20 years old, I'm like, my God.
Well, as he would say to Machine Gun Kelly, I'd rather be 40-year-old me than 20-year-old you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, hey, and the thing about Eminem was, and still, he is one of the greatest rappers of all time, and
Yeah.
he has a lot of respect from other rappers, but I can't believe, I mean, that was the thing that really solidified him, is that he was huge. I mean, Eminem was huge. Femme Fatale, I don't really think about much. I mean, I own it.
I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, it's lesser to Palma. It's lesser to Palma, but I mean, wow. It's weird, John, because I do think of my life. Movies are how I define how old I am.
They're the road markers of our life's journey.
Absolutely, for my and it's just, it's unbelievable to think. And Curtis Hanson's no longer with us.
Yeah.
And he was a great filmmaker. And wow. I'm old, dude. I'm close to death.
Kaylee, you were, I think, 2 when 8 Mile came out?
No, I was like in end of elementary, middle school. I remember going to see it. I had to sneak out to see it, but yeah, I saw it.
Oh, it was one of those. Like,
Yeah,
mom and
because
dad
I
would
was
let
still
you go
really
see it?
young. Yeah, and my parents were really protective. I wasn't allowed to listen to a lot of music and see certain movies, so I'd have to sneak it. But I remember it, yeah.
Do any of those 4 movies stand out to you with any potentially pleasant memories?
Abraham, I still haven't seen it, and Spielberg is my favorite director, and it's just that one that I'm like, I keep putting it off. I keep putting it off because I heard it's long, but I'll watch it.
And a lot of people thought it was a sequel to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
I just have to
This is not
say,
what I thought it
Yeah.
was going to be.
to what you just said,
Yeah.
I didn't see the movie in the theater. I'm shamed about that. I
Yeah.
bought it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And I just had no inclination about watching it.
Yeah.
When I watch it, it blew me away, and I watched it every day for a week. It was that good.
Yeah.
It's that good.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Because you have Daniel Day and you have Spielberg. Hello.
Yeah. I mean,
It's that good.
it is
And
what it
I
is.
know it for like a year. I kept moving into the bottom of the pile. Well, I was an idiot.
And what's her name is in it? Sally Field.
So, yep.
Yep.
Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah.
All right,
watch it.
guys. Question is for you. Woo! Those movies are 10 and 20 years old. Which one of those 4 stands out to you the most? What was your favorite out of all of them? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this episode, Amazon Pharmacy. Now, if you're anything like me, you dread going to the pharmacy. You never know what the hours are. You never know what you're going to pay. You're worried about being stuck in a huge line. And that's why you're going to love Amazon Pharmacy. Amazon Pharmacy delivers a better pharmacy experience that delivers directly to your door and works with most insurance plans. Amazon Pharmacy helps you save time, save money, and stay healthy. There's transparent pricing so you'll know exactly what you'll pay before you pay it. Prime members can also save up to 80% on their prescriptions. And like I mentioned earlier, Amazon Pharmacy works with most insurance plans. And this is one of the best parts. If you ever have any questions or problems, real pharmacists are always available at Amazon Pharmacy no matter what time of day or night. Your medication gets delivered to your door, so there's no more rushing out to the store hoping to get there before they close. Amazon Pharmacy is a pharmacy that works for your life, with meds delivered to your door. It doesn't get any better than that. Switch to Amazon Pharmacy and save time, save money, and stay healthy. Learn more at amazon.com/Campea. That's amazon.com/Campea. Average savings based on usage and inside RX data as compared to cash prices. Average savings for all generics are 78%, 37% for select brand medications. Restrictions apply.